Continuing with this idea of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, that a person should choose for themselves, Ya'avor, should choose a path that is good for him and that is good for the world as well. Um, the um, the way in which one chooses something which is right is, in a sense, the way in which one becomes a specialist. Um, what's that lovely story about the little old lady who's standing in a long line to book for Dr. Zhivago? And she comes to eventually reaches the box office and she says, "I want one ticket, please." And she's quoted an astronomical price of something like £35 76 or something like that. And she says, "Tell me," she says, "this doctor, is he a specialist?" Yeah, because it's very expensive. Well, in a sense, there's a way in which we become specialists in mitzvot as well. Of course, we all do, all of the mitzvot that we can. But one develops a special feeling for a particular kind of mitzvah in which one feels very intuitively, instinctively, that this is me. This is something that I really, really feel very strongly. This is something which I'm good at. So for one person to become a specialist, perhaps in matters of, giving charity. For another person to become a specialist in visiting the sick and doing some form of charitable work. For others, it's a matter of prayer. And so Rabbi Yehuda Nasi says that when you come to select a mitzvah in which to specialize, choose the one that you know that you can do well, one that's going to be really creditable, and you can do it in a distinguished way, and one in which you get a real glow of satisfaction when you know that you've done a job well. And if you do that, and you can choose and you can find that particular kind of thing which is your thing, the one which you really feel is yours, then it will be good for you and it'll also be good for the world. Um, so we'll talk a little bit later about whether people actually know what their speciality is or how one identifies one's speciality. But in a sense, the Rabbi Yehuda Nas is saying that each one of us needs to become a specialist in a particular area of Judaism, and it's then that we'll fulfill the idea of being good for oneself and being good for the world.